for visiting the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of future videos.
Hey folks, Dan Ryan, and for this installment we are looking at this Leo Jaymz Les Paul copy, and we cut the tape because it was taped up so thoroughly. We didn't want to put you through watching us mess around for too long, so all we got to do now is just lift the top off. Oh, well, they've thrown a new wrinkle at us.
Well, just flip it over completely, I think. It actually has a strange triangular piece of styrofoam there on both sides.
That wasn't my best plan ever.
Not to worry, Dan. I got your back.
Okay.
And so we've managed to completely open it upside down.
At least it's open.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. They have a new service. It's called Zealot. 80,000 song tabs, 33,000 lessons, 100 courses, 10,000 chords. 10,000 chords. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen?
It's going to fall.
And you can get $20 off of free Zealot LED systems. Yeah, well.
Let's see what that Zealot looks like. Is that just an app? It appears to be an app.
Yeah, maybe a website to go to. I'm not sure.
Right.
So,
I'm glad that my camera didn't go to that website on the QR code while we're recording.
well, you're on airplane mode, so I don't think it could. But.
Right. But at least it didn't try.
Yeah. Well, Leo Jaymz appears to know that Les Pauls are heavy. They're going to emulate one thing. That would be it.
Well,
Alrighty. All right, Leo said it was a tobacco burst, and it appears to actually be that. We're 2 for 2 today, folks. We actually got the right guitars, and they were the right finish. Let's see, the binding and the pick guard are a nice cream color, and the outline around the pick selector, which is
poker chip.
Small detail, but it's a nice detail. I think it sets off the rings around the pickups themselves. I think it sets off the finish better than if it were a bright white or something. That's just me, of course, but I tend to like understated.
I believe the one on the bridge pickup is upside down. The pickup ring, because they're curved, right? And it's actually angled in. I think it should be flipped around.
Maybe, I don't know. They are set, well, the neck pickup is pretty much flat. I'm not seeing much lean on it at all. The bridge pickup is, it's got something of a tilt, and it's tilting in towards the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be the other way, and it would be flat.
On the other hand, the way they're mounted, the elements of the pickup are as far away as they could possibly be from each other. So, you know, you're going to get a pretty wide...
I don't mean the pickup is wrong. I mean the pickup ring is wrong.
Yeah. Well,
not a problem.
we can mess with that later.
Yep.
It's got a hardtail bridge, hardtail tailpiece, and a pneumatic bridge. Bridge looks okay. It says Leo James, and it's always upside down. So single cut deluxe. Okay, so there's your single cut.
And last week we did the Leo James double cut standard, which was the SG. So
yeah, it's sitting right over there.
Yep.
Don't see any scuffs, no dings, no scratches. Finish looks good. It's pretty much just black on the back side of the guitar, and it's one color scheme for the entire back of it.
I can see a little something on the bout on the side up here on this side. I'm not sure if it's just dust or if it's
Yeah, it was just a
smudge.
It's just a piece of dirt, and then those blue lights give you, if you place them just right, it almost looks like a rub mark, but it's just the lights. No, I don't see any scuffs.
Well, one day we may have to do a comparison between this and my Epiphone Les Paul, which is the same color and everything. I think mine is a
Well,
little
we'll just
more
do it in the dark.
brown. Well, I mean, I do have an Epiphone SG too, where we could do a comparison. Not necessarily playing comparison, just show them.
It's a rosewood appearing fingerboard. It's got, you know, the block inlay similar to a Gibson Les Paul. This was the case candy. I can't tell if it's one or two Allen wrenches. I only see one, but the second one is generally so small it could get lost. And a cord, that's it. And a free rubber band, of course.
Polish condom.
This is a small thing, but this always bothers me when the pick guard kind of rattles. You might just want to tighten up this one screw a little bit, but
well,
you know,
that screw is probably digging into the finish on the other side
yeah, it could be.
when you press it.
Oh yeah, well, it's actually got a nut on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good thing. But nothing I can do about it now, and we're not going to fool around with it. We're not going to fool around with it right now.
Well, it's no big deal because all of them that have it are pretty much that way.
Yeah, well, but a lot of people like to take the pick guard off.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you got a big divot out of your finish before you take the pick guard off, then you probably just want to put it right back.
Right.
You could probably get like a rubber washer and put it on the top and then tighten it, and then it wouldn't rattle so much. Okay, so there you have it. It's the Leo Jaymz single cut Les Paul copy in tobacco burst or something approaching that. We're going to stop now, tune it up, and go through the pickups, and we'll be back momentarily. See you in a minute. Hey folks, Dan Ryan back again with this Leo Jaymz single cut Les Paul copy in kind of a tobacco sunburst. Before we go any further, Gunter, here's your board C&E. Pretty good. Not, I'm assuming people hear these. You probably don't hear it last as long as I do because I'm holding a guitar right, in front of me. But about the same as the last guitar we did, the Monoprice Indio 5 or 6, I think. So now we're going to go through the pickups. Got the tones and volumes wide open. And what am I going to play? This is the neck pickup, by the way. Quite dark, which is what you want a neck pickup to sound like on a Les Paul. You could easily play jazz on this. Might want to roll a little bit of tone off, but not bad at all. And here are both pickups. Still pretty dark, but certainly distinguishable between the neck and both. And here is the bridge pickup.
By the way, Dan,
Yeah.
I was wrong about the pickup ring because I'm looking at this Les Paul over here on the wall. This pickup ring is in the same position, and this one on the wall behind you also in the same position. It's probably just the pickup that is stuck in the ring or something.
Do you want to zoom in so you can see the attitude between the two?
Right, you can see.
Unfortunately, you're going to get my face in that shot, which
Right.
ruins any picture. But
Not really. But For some reason, they seem like they're like, I can't even get myself on the camera. They're like they're leaning in toward each other instead of flat.
Yeah, well, they are a little bit.
But I mean, it's not an unfixable problem. It's probably just a mounting problem.
Because if you look at the distance between the elements
Right.
and the string, because the strings themselves are kind of on an incline,
Mm-hmm.
so the elements here and the elements here are pretty much the exact same distance from the strings.
Right.
So I don't think it's a problem at all. But when you get to that level of detail, it's more of a personal thing than anything else. So some people might want it to be changed, and it's certainly changeable.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just stuck in the beauty ring. The pickup itself, the pickup cover.
I don't know.
On the.
Like I said, if you'd have to get very close, but if you measure the distance between the pickup element and the string here and the distance here, they appear to be almost exactly the same.
Okay.
So, but if you wanted it different, you could probably get it different.
Right.
So there you have it. We're going to stop one more time, pick something to play, and we'll be back momentarily. Hey folks, we're looking at this Leo Jaymz Les Paul single cut today, and we've gone through the appearance, we've gone through the pickups, and now we're just going to play something for you. And this time it's by I want to say our friend, although Leo and I have never met him, but he makes really nice backing tracks. A gentleman named Sebastian Zunino, and this is his Easy Groove backing track in C minor. So here we go. Okay, there you have it. This is the Leo Jaymz single cut Les Paul copy in Tobacco Sunburst that we've been looking at today. The action's pretty good. Sorry about that, folks. The action's pretty good. The fret job is nice, although you still get a little bit of sharp edges up towards the top. But the neck is bound, so that's a nice touch. How much was this guitar?
$179.
So more than twice what the last one we reviewed was, the Monoprice India. But a lot of nice touches on this guitar. The other one was just pretty much a basic guitar. This has some binding, you know, and just, you know, still for $179, it's
Those tuners appear to be very Grover style. Is that?
yeah, they're Grover style. I don't know if they're Grovers.
They're not just a cheapy. I mean, they might be cheapy, but they're not just the normal, you know, cheap tuners that come on most of these guitars.
Yeah, well, when they're emulating Gibson, they generally try to use this kind of tuners. The Grover, and there's another one that's made in Asia that people use a lot. That's also a very good tuner. It's got the big gear on the inside, and they're very reliable. And when you tune them, it's a very predictable ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're tuning up and you kind of know exactly how the tuner feels, it just makes it a lot quicker to get back in tune. So all in all, a very nice guitar, and that's about all I got to say about it. And
would you consider that a giggable instrument?
yeah, the action. For some reason, I was kind of getting bogged down in the action, and you know, generally, you know, my hands are clean and my fingers are dry. You know, these are just habits developed over a lifetime. You don't generally play unless you just have no choice, unless your hands are clean, your fingers are dry. For a long time, I used Gibson finger ease, which is a silicone spray, and it kind of smooths out some of the action. But, you know, I mean, it was nothing that, you know, it wasn't going to prevent me from playing guitar. Yeah, I think this is probably a giggable instrument. As I mentioned before, a lot of it has to do with what you're running it through. This is a nice little amp and has nice effects on it. You know, the pedals I have.
Which, go ahead and tell people what it is, because they're going to ask.
Okay. We're using a Fender Mustang
LT.
LT25.
Right.
And it's got, I think it's got one 10-inch speaker. It's pretty much like the other amp that we used, which was the LT200.
That was a GT100.
Oh, I'm sorry, GT100. So, which had a 12-inch speaker. This has a 10-inch speaker. This weighs less than half of what the GT100 weighed. And it's just a lot easier to kind of move it around. And, you know, if I need to make an adjustment in the middle of playing, I can just reach over and do it. With the GT100, it was so big, it kind of had to sit back there. Anyway, those are just kind of housekeeping secrets of how we do this. We've done hundreds of these now, so.
Right, and you only do 2 patches on either one of those amps.
Yes, there's a clean patch, which it's basically flat, clean. The only effect is a little bit of reverb, because I can't stand a guitar with no reverb. There are instances when it applies, but you know, just you know, when you're doing a gig, you just want a nice guitar sound that you don't have to like mess with it too much. And the other is a distortion patch. It's not too much distortion, and it has some reverb and some echo on it, but I try to make those effects very organic to the sound of the guitar. So, if I do that, or you'll hear a little bit of echo, but when I'm just playing it, hopefully the echo pretty much kind of blends into the guitar sound and the track. So, anyway, more detail than you probably wanted for this episode.
Well, maybe most of them, but the one guy that was going to ask, you saved me from answering.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess what you can do is you can just make a little insert.
Right.
Dan is playing a Mustang GT, LT 25.
Right.
Before you ask, and after you ask too, and I guarantee you, even if you did that,
They still ask.
somebody would ask. After that. Oh, I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't want to do that. I got things to do. I got people to see and places to go. Okay, well, all right. Once again, we've wandered far afield. Anyway, I'm Dan Ryan. Leo Ryan's behind the camera. We hope you will like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified of our future videos, no matter what percentage of them you watch. It's like some people just love to see me cut tape. Who can explain that? Luckily, I'm not there to hear about it. We will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.